to everyone. My name is Joylyn O. Trinidad. You can call me Teacher Joy. And today, what we are going to do is to discover the following. First, new literacies. Second, functional literacies. And the third one is the multicultural literacy. Are you ready for our next lessons? I can't hear you. Okay, if you are ready, let's start. Before we proceed to the meaning of literacy, let's define first the meaning of literate. When we say someone is literate, according to UNESCO or United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that a person who is literate can comprehend and write simple and short sentences related to his or her daily life. Kaya naman, kapag sinabi natin ang isang tao ay literate, ito yung mga taong kayang sumulat, kayang bumasa at umintindi ng kanilang mga binabasa. Ito yung mga taong kayang bumuo ng mga pangungusap gamit ang mga simpleng mga salita. Now, let's define literacy. Alam nyo ba na between 1950 and 1970, the operational and functional type of literacy was established? Yes, you heard it right. And according to Ganesh, literacy was first defined as reading and writing skills necessitated for the activities in the modern society. Ibig sabihin, noon pa man ang literacy o karunungan sa pagbabasa at pagsusulat ay nagkaroon na ng napakalaking parte sa buhay ng isang tao, lalo na sa mga aktibidades na kanyang ginagawa sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. And beyond the 1990s, literacy had started to diversify in the light of technological development. At sa pagsasama ng literacy at technology ay nagkaroon ng napakalaking impact in terms of the living conditions of the cities and also in the new necessities of the people in the society. Sabi naman ni Alton 2005 that literacy was only used in various types, such as computer literacy.
Computer literacy is defined as the knowledge and ability to use computers and related technology efficiently, with skill levels ranging from elementary use to computer programming and advanced problem solving.
Internet literacy.
Internet literacy is the ability to access, understand, critique, and create information and communication content online.
Technology literacy.
Technological literacy is the ability to use, manage, understand, and assess technology.
And also in media literacy.
Media literacy consists of practices that allow people to access, critically evaluate, and create or manipulate media.
And later on, yung literacy ay nagkaroon na ng malaking parte sa buhay ng isang tao, sa kanyang lifestyle, sa pang-araw-araw niyang buhay. So that literacy encompasses three types of literacy, such as information literacy, cultural literacy, and lastly, universal literacy. Truly, literacy has changed and developed in a specific period of time based on the societal needs. Ibig sabihin, nakadepende ang pag-improve, pag-develop, at pagbabago ng literacy sa pangangailangan ng mga tao sa lipunan. Halimbawa nito ay ang online class when COVID-19 strikes, wherein teachers and students need to use internet connections, mobile data, and gadgets to teach or to deliver different instructions and for the students to learn. Literacy is not only about knowing how to read and knowing how to write, because it's a matter of applying knowledge for specific purposes in a particular context. Ibig sabihin, ang literacy ay hindi lamang tumutukoy sa ability to read and write, but it also need to apply in a particular purposes like in learning and teaching. Langshore novel averred that literacy is intended to generate and communicate meaning through the medium of encoded text within context in a various discourse. Meaning, ang pinakalayunin ng literacy ay magamit ito sa iba't ibang uri ng diskurso or communication, whether it is in a form of encoded text. Well, Cross 2003 believes that literacy can only happen when having a kind of potential content through interaction with the text. At nagaganap lang ang tinatawag nating literacy kapag marunong tayo mag-respond responsibly sa mga text o messages na ating nababasa o natatanggap online or in the internet. Moreover, the Primary Teaching English Association Australia 2015 asserts that 21st century literacy has expanded to include social change, increasing field expertise, and digital technologies. 21st century literacy demands the ability to perform and act confidently, efficiently, and ethically through text, whether it is in a visual form, written form, print, live, digital, or in electronic text type. Dahil nga mas nagbabago at nag-i-improve pa yung paraan ng pamumuhay at makikipag-ugnayan ng isang tao, multiliteracies or new literacies was established, and this broad skill include the following. Una ay visual literacy. Pangalawa ay ang information literacy. Pangatlo ay ang cultural literacy at panghuli ang digital literacy. Ibig sabihin, ang mga new literacies ay magpapatuloy lamang na mag-improve, magbago, na makakatulong naman sa atin for us to improve also as a person in this society. Ayon kay Leander 2003, that new literacies are flexible, continuous, and open. Ibig sabihin, ang mga new literacies ay magpapatuloy lamang na mag-improve, magbago, na makakatulong naman sa atin for us to improve also as a person in this society. In our 21st century curriculum, we have 7 types of new literacies. First is the multicultural literacy or the ability to understand ethnic groups. Second is the social literacy or the development of social skills o pakikipag-ugnayan sa ibang tao. Third is the media literacy or the ability to access, analyze, evaluate, and create media. Fourth is the financial literacy or the ability to manage and to create judgment regarding of the use of money. Fifth is the digital literacy, which means the ability to use devices to communicate such as laptop, cell phone, tablet, and etc. Number 6 is ecological literacy, which means understanding the principles of ecosystem towards sustainability. And last but not the least is the creative literacy, which means the ability to create or make original ideas and to see world in new ways. Now let's discover the truth on 21st century literacies according to research. Research reveals that teachers with a little technological skills can provide less useful instruction. It means that you can't deliver more knowledge and effective lessons if you are not technology literate o kakaunti o wala ka gaanong alam in terms of technology. Since we are living in a present time wherein technology is needed, you as a teacher must be technology literate or must have the technological skill. So, kailangan may apply natin yung knowledge natin sa technology sa ating pagtuturo. Why? Because our main goal as a teacher is to create a multicultural literate learner with the help of new literacies, as well as the skills with word processing, hypertext, LCDs, webcams, podcasts, smartboard, and social networking software that leads them to be a successful individual. Ibig sabihin, hindi lamang natin tuturo ang bumasa o sumulat ang mga students. Because our main objectives is to prepare them in the real-world problems with problem-solving skills, teach them how to collaborate to other people, and analyze different situations, as well as the skills with word processing, hypertext, LCDs, webcams, podcasts, smartboard, and social networking software that leads them to be a successful individual.
The National Council of Teachers of English 2013 came up with a research that reveals the following. 1. As the technologies shape literacies, they bring opportunities for teachers to foster reading and writing in more diverse and participatory context. 2. Sites, like Literature's Voice of the Shuttle, online fan fiction, and the Internet Public Library, expand both the range of available texts and the social dimensions of literacy. 3. Research on electronic reading workshops shows that they contribute to the emergence of the new literacies. 4. Digital technology enhances writing and interaction to several ways. 5. K-12 students, who write with computer, produce compositions greater length and higher quality, are more engaged with and motivated toward writing than those who do not write with computers. 6. College students, who keep e-portfolios, have a higher rate of academic achievement and overall retention rate than those who don't keep e-portfolios. They also demonstrate a greater capacity for metacognition, reflection and audience awareness. Lastly, 7. Both typical and atypical students, who receive an online response to writing, revise their works better than those participating to traditional method.
Good day, class. I am your teacher Gemma, and today we are going to discuss about multifunctional literacy. What comes in your mind first when you hear the word multifunctional literacy? Well, if you think that multifunctional literacy refers to skills that needed, then you are right. To say multifunctional literacy, William S. Gray of UNESCO defined it as a training to meet independently the reading and writing demands placed on them. It stresses the acquisition of appropriate verbal, cognitive, and computational skills to accomplish practical results in specific cultural settings, dubbed as survival literacy and reductionist literacy. Sa madaling salita, ang functional literacy ay mga skill set needed na itinuturo para punan ang kakulangan ng mga tao sa pagbabasa, pagsulat, pag-aanalisa at paggamit ng math in real-life purposes in order to work effectively in our community. For further knowledge about functional literacy, UNESCO states the following. Number 1, literacy should be integrated to and correlated with economic and social development plans. Ibig sabihin, dapat yung programs of literacy is always aligned or have mutual purposes with the economic and social development plans. The next one is, the eradication of illiteracy should begin with the population sectors which are highly motivated and need literacy for their own and their country's benefit. So dapat matukoy muna yung mga areas or sector that has high population na nangangailangan ng suporta para ma-eradicate yung illiteracy. Number 3, literacy programs should be linked with economic priorities and carried out in areas undergoing rapid economic expansion. Ibig sabihin, dapat align yung literacy program within economic priorities because of course, the more that people have high literacy that is connected with economic priorities, the more na mas maraming job opportunity para sa kanila. Number 4, literacy program must not impart not only the reading and writing, but also professional and technical knowledge to greater participation of adults in economic and civic life. So sinasabi dito na dapat hindi lang pagsulat at pagbasa ang itinuturo or dapat matutunan ng isang tao. But of course, dapat ding magkaroon at maturuan sila ng mas mataas na antas ng pagkatuto for effective participation in economic and civic life. Number 5, literacy must be an integral part of overall educational system and plan of each country. So, it's understandable na yung literacy ang pinaka-high needs ng isang tao para maging maunlad sa buhay. Kaya dapat ay nagagamit natin ang mga natutunan natin into higher level. 6, the financial need for functional literacy should be met with various resources as well as provided for economic investment. Number 7, the literacy program should aid in achieving main economic objectives, increase in labor productivity, food production, industrialization, social and professional mobility, creation of manpower, and diversification of the economy. So, ang literacy programs ay hindi lang basta matutunan dapat ng isang tao. But of course, inihahanda din tayo para sa mga job opportunities na makatutulong sa atin upang mabuhay ng masagana. Because we have a lot of skills to use to work effectively in our own community. functional literacy called specific literacy is becoming a trend in which the job of the student is analyzed to see exactly the literacy skills needed and those that are only taught. This is to prevent job skills mismatch. So, sa specific literacy, maaaring kaunti yung malalaman ng isang estudyante but will be of immediate value that would be increased learners' motivation. Dito sa Pilipinas, lumalaganap din yung iba't ibang functional literacy programs kagaya ng programang pang-agrikultura, pang-kalusugan, pang-industriya, family planning, homemaking, arts and culture, and technical vocational program. Sa makatwid, yung specific literacy strategy is a planning tool that allows the literacy workers to focus on skills of the value to the learners. To learn more about functional literacy, let us define it with different sources. Kapar 1998 defines the functionally literate person as someone who is one step ahead of literacy and maintains literacy activity throughout life para mabuhay tayo ng epektibo sa ating komunidad maging sa ating mga paligid. Ang functional literacy ay isang ongoing process na dapat nating i-apply sa ating mga buhay. Sa madaling salita, ang functional literacy, according to Hodge, is the capability of a person to proficiently read and write na magagamit naman natin sa pang-araw-araw natin mga buhay. Block in Brannon in 1993 defines basic literacy and functional literacy as having the expression of functional, na kung saan ipinapakita ang kakayahan ng isang tao sa mga texts including the mathematics. The Global Education for All Global Monitoring Reports define functional literacy as the ability to make significant use of activities involving reading and writing skills that include using information and communicating with others. In addition to that, functional literacy include those skills essential for both official and unofficial participation. National Statistics Authority defines functional literacy at the level of literacy that includes reading, writing, and numeracy skills that help people cope with the daily demand of life. In short, functional literacy with all given definitions. Ito yung mga provided activities or training na makakatulong for the development of an individual.
Good day, class! My name is Teacher Estela. Today, I will be discuss about improving functional literacy in the Philippines. Over the years, the Philippines has continuously aspired to attain an increased functional literacy rate.
Manuyo, 2019, reported that based on the 2013 Functional Literacy, Education and Mass Media Survey, FLEMMS, the country registered a 90.3% rate, which means that 9 out of every 10 Filipinos aged 10 to 64 were functionally literate.
Ibig sabihin, sa pag-aaral na ginawa ng 2019 ni Manuyo ay napatunayan na 19.3% o 9 of 10 ng mga Pilipino ay functional literate o nagagamit at ina-apply ang literacy sa mga bagay na kanilang ginagawa.
In 2003 there were still gaps at the community level. In a study conducted by World Vision, results showed that the proportion of girls and boys aged 11 to 13 who were functionally literate placed at critical rate of 44% or below 50% of the student were able to read with comprehension by the end of their basic education.
Kasi naman sa resulta ng ginawa ng research ng World Vision taong 2003, lumabas sa kanilang pag-aaral na 44% o mababa sa 50% ang mga batang 11 to 13 ay functional literate o nakakaintindi sa kanilang binabasa.
It was also evident that school dropouts contributed to low functional literacy.
Ibig sabihin, ang mga batang nag-dropouts o tumigil sa pag-aaral ay may baba na functional literate ayon sa pag-aaral. Ayon din sa pag-aaral, sinasabi na 22.9% ang mga kabataan na piniling mag-asawa at 19.2% naman ang mga kabataan na walang pinansyal pang paaral at ang huli, 19.1 naman ang mga kabataan walang interes sa pag-aaral. Kaya naman gumawa ang pamahalaan ng mga hakbangin upang maresolba ang issue tungkol sa illiteracy. Ito ang mga sumusunod. Una, pagkakaroon ng formal at non-formal type of learning. Ikalawa, aktibong partisipasyon ng mga matataas na opisyal at mga guro. Ikatlo, pagbibigay ng learning materials. Ikaapat, development of contextualized. At ikalima, pagpapataas pa ng antas ng pagbabasa, basic math at essential life skills. Taong 2016, ang World Vision ay nagsagawa ng pananaliksik tungkol sa functional literacy. Base sa datos na kanilang nakalap, ay nakita ang pagtaas ng literacy rate ng ating bansa. Tumaas ito sa 76.53% makalipas ang 3 taon at mag-i-improve para sa susunod na panahon. Lumabas rin sa kanilang pag-aaral na kapag mababa ang functional literacy ng isang tao, ay mababa rin ang kakayahan nitong gumawa ng mga bagay sa kanyang paligid. Kakulangan ng kahandaan sa pagsisimula ng trabaho o paghahanap ng trabaho at aasa na lamang sa mga welfare program o sa mga programa ng gobyerno. Nakakatuwang isipin na ang isa sa ginagawa ng gobyerno para tumaas ang literacy level ng isang tao ay ang ALS o Alternative Learning System na kung saan nagbibigay na magandang opportunity sa mga taong tumigil sa pag-aaral, naging daan ito sa paghahanap ng trabaho.
Good day, class! I am teacher Stephanie. Today, we are going to understand how new literacies was integrated to curriculum. Dahil nga, mahalaga ang literacy sa ating kasalukuyang panahon. Kinakailangan mas lumawak pa ang kaalaman ng mga 21st century student tungkol sa new literacies. Ang IRA o the
International Reading Association
na ang mga guro o mga tagapagturo ay may malaking responsibilidad na ma-improve ang literacy skills ng mga mag-aaral, kung kaya't isama ang information and communication technologies sa curriculum. Ano ba ang kahalagahan ng new literacies sa school na curriculum? Una, para sa mga multiliterate learner. Bakit? Dahil gusto ng mga bata sa ating panahon na ang kanilang guro ay
1. Teachers who use ICTs skillfully for teaching and learning. 2. Peers who use ICTs responsibly and who share to their knowledge. 3. Literacy that offers collaboration with peers around the world. 4. Instruction that embeds critical and cultural sensitive thinking. 5. Leaders and policy makers who are committed advocate ICTs for teaching and learning. And 6. Equal access on ICTs for all students in classroom.
ibig sabihin, mas prepare ng mga bata ang learning na may halong information, communication, technologies, makipagsalamuha sa kanilang kapwa, pag-share ng culture at pagkakaroon ng pantay na oportunidad sa paggamit ng ICT. Horror et al. 2008 noted 4 common elements as broader dimensions of new literacies.
1. The Internet and other ICTs require new social practices, skills, strategies and dispositions for their effective use. 2. New literacies are central to full civic, economic and personal participation in a global community. 3. New literacies rapidly change as defining technologies change. And 4. New literacies are multiple, multimodal and multifaceted, thus they benefit from multiple lenses seeking to understand how to better support the students in a digital age.
Ikalawa ay para sa instruction with the use of new literacies.
Grisham and Wasley, 2009, asserts that attitudinal change are taking place literacy. Also, Henry 2008 restated that engagement in literacy activities is being transformed today like at no other time in history. As students turn to the internet and other communication technologies, ICTs, at increasing rates to read, write and internet with text, they must develop new skills and strategies or new literacies to be successful in this multimodal, intertextual and interactive. To be successful, internet has become the defining technology for today's youth and may be the most important ICT for students to learn how to manipulate successfully.
Patunay lamang iyon na ang literacies ay nagkaroon ng malaking impact sa makabagong paraan ng pagtuturo, pagkatuto at pamumuhay ng mga guro, mag-aaral at lahat ng tao sa community. Kaya naman, mahalagang isama ang ICT sa paglikha ng instruction, assessment, professional development, and research.
Let's discuss multiliteracies in the educational reform. Since the concept of 21st century skills is all about teaching students the most relevant, useful, in-demand, and universally applicable skills so that students need to be taught different skills at yung mga skills na to ay dapat naglalaman ng mga sumusunod. Una ay complex, ibig sabihin na hasa yung kakayahan niya na humarap sa hamon ng buhay, sa mga issues at iba't ibang mga problema. Ikalawa, competitive. Ibig sabihin ayaw na, nahuhuli o ayaw na pag-iiwanan. At nakakasabay sa makabagong takbo o sistema ng buhay. Pangatlo ay knowledge base. Ibig sabihin habang ginagawa niya, habang pinapractice niya yung specific skills na yon, ay nag-i-improve naman yung kanyang knowledge, ang kanyang mind, ang kanyang cognition. Ang apat ay ang information age o yung kasanayan sa paggamit ng mga gadgets, ng iba't ibang technology, ng media, at marami pang iba. Number 5 is the technology-driven economy and society. Ibig sabihin yung kasanayan natin, yung mga napapractice nating skills about technology ay dapat na i-apply natin para paunlarin yung ating bansa at ang ating komunidad o yung ating lipunan. So, sino nga ba yung inaasahan na magturo ng mga binanggit ko kanina? Siyempre, ang school at ang mga teacher. At yung mga education strategies na dapat gamitin ay una, authentic. Pangalawa, outcome-based. Pangatlo, project-based. And lastly, performance-based. Authentic learning. It is one of the instructional approach that allows students to explore, discuss, and construct meaningful context that involves real-world problems. Kapag sinabi naman nating outcome-based, ito yung isa sa instruction na naglalaman ng mga inaasahang kalalabasan o resulta ng performance ng isang bata o ng isang student. While performance-based task naman is all about students' performance task where they must demonstrate knowledge and skills. So kapag nagpe-perform, kapag gumagawa ng mga performance task yung isang students, dapat may apply niya yung knowledge niya at yung skills na meron siya. Ang project-based naman na tinatawag is a teaching method in which student gain knowledge and skills by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic problem. Ibig sabihin yung ganitong klase ng method or instruction ay para bigyan ng mahabang panahon o ng pagkakataon yung mga students na matuto kung paano mag-investigate ng mga problema, paano magresolba ng mga problema. For our students develop their skills, we must let them do first, research projects, second, create multiple technologies, third, analyze and process information, fourth, think creatively, fifth, is plan out the process, and sixth, work collaboratively in the team with other students. Ari din natin i-encourage yung mga students natin to pursue their alternative learning for them to earn academic credit and also satisfy their graduation requirements by completing the following. First is the internship and the second one is the immersion. Magitan nun, sigurado magkakaroon ng magandang trabaho ang mga students, lalong-lalo na mga graduates. Now let's move on to assessment of multiliteracies.
When we say assessment of multiliteracies, it moves from usual memorization of facts and disconnected process to demonstration of understanding through application in a variety of contexts. So, mahalaga dito yung real-world audiences, kabilang na dito yung self-assessment. One kind of functional literacy, which is media literacy, students address real-world issues from environment. Students use technological and multimedia tools now available to them to design and produce websites, television shows, radio shows, public service announcements, mini documentaries, electronic portfolios, DVDs, oral histories, and even films. So sa pamamagitan nito, malayang maipapahatid ng mga estudyante ang kanilang point of views that will lead them to provide products in real-world audiences. Sa pamamagitan din nito, may isip nila or natin na we can make the world difference by having that enough literacy. As a result, mamimit or mas higit pa nating makukuha yung mga standardized scores because of skills at na-meet kumbaga yung mga requirements of being a literate person na hindi lang natin magagamit in the current situation of our community but also in the future.
Now let's discuss preparing teachers to multiliteracies. Let's discover it from different resources.
The New London Group, 1996, unscored multiliteracies on communication that include communication between and among other languages using channel within cultures and an ability to understand technology and multimedia. Biswas 2014 asserted that one challenge for educators to help SD students to create sustainability literacy development. Ajayi 2011, that teacher education must prepare teachers to teach multiliteracies in classroom pedagogy.
It only means that as a teacher, we must be prepared for multiliteracies and apply it to teaching or to our field for us to develop better learning and instructions. Therefore, Newman 2002 suggests the 4 components of multiliteracies in teaching for the teachers to integrate. Number 1 is situated practices. It leads the student towards meaningful learning by integrating primary knowledge. Number 2 is overt instruction. It is a component mentioned by Newman that guides the student to the systematic practices of learning processes with tools and techniques. Next is critical framing, wherein you teaches your student how to question diverse perception. Lastly, transform action. You need to teach your students how to apply the lesson they learn from you by applying it in solving real-life problems. At yung mga components na iyon will inform, engage, and encourage our students to embrace different learning practices. The research conducted by the New London Group shows that the effective instruction in 21st century literacies takes an integrated approach by helping our students understand how to access, evaluate, synthesize, and contribute to information.